Hello everyone, Simon here with a quick review of Flutter Bombs. Flutter Bombs is a garden-themed twin-stick shooter that's available for PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It's the PS4 version you see on your screen, but I got it from the American PlayStation Store. I've not seen it on any of the other ones, so just be aware of that in case it doesn't get further than that region. This game intrigued me because it's a garden and plant themed twin-stick shooter where you control an angry butterfly. It's like someone done the potluck wheel of genre, theme and game mechanic and just went, that'll do. But I quite like those offerings because it offers something unique. However, the basis of the twin stick shooting is very traditional in the way how it works. Left analog stick to manoeuvre around your butterfly, right analog stick to control where you're aiming, and then you hold down a button to shoot, and you've got a secondary weapon which is a bomb. The way how enemies work in Flutter Bombs is that they're on two tiers. Things that will be flying towards you in general will be on your fear or level of shooting. Then you've got some ground-based enemies. They're normally plants like Venus flytraps or something like that. And you won't be able to hit them with your actual shooting, but you will be able to chuck a bomb on them. Essentially what you'll be doing is going through each arena or garden section. It's normally about 5 or 6 TV sizes big, if that makes sense. Going round collecting nectar from flowers. Nectar is your currency for shooting. Think of nectar like bullets, essentially. You'll collect them, shoot out your nectar to kill enemies, getting chains, which then gives you boosts of unique power-ups as you go along. And the more enemies you kill, the bar at the top of the screen fills up. Once it fills up, you then trigger the boss battle for that specific area. Complete the boss battle, you unlock the next area, but also a new butterfly. The butterflies all handle the same, but they have a unique secondary power-up move, essentially, so that when you chain stuff together, it might be that one triggers off a laser attack, one does a boost blast attack out. Instead of it being directional, it might be radial instead. It doesn't necessarily change up the way that you play the game necessarily, but some have slight advantages over others when it comes to that specific boss battle. Each area as well has its own unique instant death mechanic, and I'm kind of in two minds about this because they're quite unique and interesting to discover when you die the first few times, and then they get very frustrating. So it might be that a fish jumps out of the pond and eats you, or it might be that you're next to some volcanic lava and that spews out some hot steam or lava and kills you instantly. That's all well and good, but essentially the waves of enemies that come out towards you will try their very best to push you into them. It's like it knows that you're trying to fight your way out of that. And some of the levels are set up in a way that all of the places where you get nectar are either right next to or near or completely the other side of where all of the enemies are pushing you. And that kind of dictates the level of difficulty for that level, if that makes sense. Because you're fighting with nectar, trying to get to the nectar, but being pushed towards the instant death mechanic. It's very rare that actually the wave of enemies can kind of overwhelm you, but they do and kill you, but they will just push you into things that then hurt your health and then cause your game over. So it feels like an odd mechanic that's there to kind of boost up the difficulty and provide an element of frustration when it doesn't necessarily need to. I really like the theming of the game, however sometimes the colours get a little bit overwhelming. I'm not so keen on the nectar thing because it's essentially trying to collect bullets for your twin stick arcade shoot 'em up, which kind of limits the kind of, I suppose, butterfly wings to the wall effect, where you're like, come on hardcore butterfly, shoot it up, and going around and just limitlessly firing off bullets. You have to be quite strategic in where you go about things, particularly as bombs take up an awful lot of your nectar. So this comes particularly to the fore in boss battles because you'll need to make sure that you're fully nectared up for the section of the boss battle where you can actually hurt someone. And that can lend itself to some really lengthy boss battles where you're kind of like, come on, hurry up, and just be ready to shoot at the right time. And then if you've already kind of lost your nectar by that point, you're like, for goodness sake. So there's elements of frustration and balancing that kind of needs required. It would be really, really good actually if Flutter Bombs was ever updated to basically turn the nectar section off and have a pure arcade mode. alongside its survival mode and its boss rush mode. So yeah, that would kind of be one of the very few improvements for me. The other thing I really liked about this game, although I've not really had enough time to play with it, is that it does have multiplayer. So you can have up to 4 players locally play on the same screen. I've only tried it out with 2 players before, didn't run into any particular slowdown or anything like that, but the screen got exceptionally busy, and again that whole very colourful background matching up with orange nectar bullets flying around kind of amplified that issue of just colour fusion, eye explosion. But it'll be nothing that bullet hell enthusiasts will not already be able to conquer and overcome, and this will be kind of like a walk in the park for them. For the rest of us though, that are kind of like the normal mortals of twin stick shooters, it does become a bit of an overwhelm. But yeah, Flutter Bombs, much better than I thought it was going to be. It's not going to take you tons and tons of time to complete and unlock all of the different butterflies. There's some really interesting achievements if you're going for the trophies or achievements as well, that go around doing certain levels in certain ways. But yeah, it's not going to change your life, but it's a nice mashup of a roulette wheel of theme, genre and gameplay mechanic that I think warrants its own little corner in the games market. Thank you very much for watching. Any comments or questions, please do leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you on them. But that is Flutter Bombs out now. Cheers for watching. Bye for now.
This channel is just one of my many projects that cover games, music and film. If you enjoy any of these and would consider supporting me to develop further in the future, you can do so by visiting patreon.com/Satorimon. Thank you for your time and for watching the video.